Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the show Gen V. Fun fact, Marie actually appears in Season 3, Episode 2 of The Boys when Huey is looking at the Red River Institute residence. This season came out in 2023 and stars Jazz Sinclair, Chance Perdomo, London Thor, and Derek Liu, and was developed by Craig Rosenberg, Evan Goldberg, and Eric Kripke. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Gen V follows Marie, who longs to go to Godolphin University, and once she gets in, she tries to prove herself so that she can be a crime fighter in her future. She makes some new friends, and they realize that the school is actually hiding something called the Woods, where they are holding soups, but they don't know why, but learn that the reason that they are holding these soups is deeply unsettling. Gen V is an action-packed superhero show that is not scared to hold back. It has similar vibes to The Boys, Invincible, or Sky High. Chronologically, Gen V picks up right after the events of Season 3 of The Boys. We still see that there is this conversation about who is superior, soups or humans, and it seems like in Season 4 of The Boys, they will pick up right after the events of the finale of this show. I like how Dean Shetty's storyline was actually connected to The Boys as well, because her family was on the flight that Maeve and Homelander let crash in Season 1 of The Boys. I felt like that was a good villain origin story for her. I kind of wish that they didn't kill her off, but adding her to this story helped bridge the crossover even more. Marie was an interesting person to follow because we see how her powers come out at the worst time, and an accident happened when she was a kid, which led to the death of her parents and estrangement from her sister. She is a hemokinetic, which is the ability to psychically manipulate blood, which she has just scratched the surface of her capabilities. Jazz Sinclair did a great job portraying Marie as this person who's trying to excel at school so that she can get out of her bad situation. I love that through her character, we get more answers about what Newman's actual powers are, because before I thought that she just blew up people's heads, but we learned that they are both hemokinetic, and we see that there is a lot of potential when it comes to Marie's own powers. By the end of the season, we have seen Marie expel multiple things, so I can definitely tell that there is a lot of power that she has yet to discover, and I really can't wait to see how her powers grow in the future. Something I thought that was interesting was Marie trying to get into the crime fighting school and being told no, that she should be in the school for people who want to go and be entertainers, which kind of reminded me how some people go into college with an idea of what they want to do, and it can be ruined if someone tells you no because they don't think that you are good enough or you can't sign up for a class that you need for your intended major. But if there's one thing Marie proved is that she is capable and she would not take no as an answer. So if you're in that situation, you shouldn't either. Jordan Lee was one of my favorite people that Marie met at Godolphin. Jordan was not only a great friend, but a formidable opponent in battle and should have been number one on the ranking list. Both actors, London Thor and Derek Liu, did a great job seamlessly portraying the same person and making sure that they kept the personality of Jordan the same no matter the actor. Also, I will still be rooting for Jordan and Marie. I think with all that was going on this season, they didn't really have time to figure things out, but hopefully in the future they can. I really liked Emma in this show, who is the only one of Marie's friends who is not in the school of crime fighting, and showed how being popular on social media can have its ups and downs. She is judged a lot because someone tells the school that she has to throw up to get smaller and eat to get bigger, and people see this as an eating disorder. Lizzie Broadway did a good job of showing Emma as this person who is trying to fit in and excel, but due to her mom, she has a lot of insecurities. I think her shrinking at the end of the season without throwing up proves that there was a way to use her powers without, doing that, and that the reason she has had to do that in the past might be because of mental blocks from the trauma of dealing with her own mother. Emma proves that even if you aren't in the school of crime fighting, you can still be just as useful or dangerous. It really just depends on your skills and how you use your powers. I never trusted Kate and knew she was holding something back because she failed to mention that she had been to the woods, and when people were having memory problems, I kind of had a feeling that she was tied to that. Her releasing the people from the woods was good, but doesn't change the fact that she was complicit in helping the people running the woods keep it a secret, and then encouraging the former inmates to go on a killing spree was bad because not everyone that is not a soup was a part of what was happening in the woods. Maddie Phillips did a good job of showing Kate as this emotional person who is taking in all this stress when she uses her powers and doing what Shetty tells her, and eventually she snaps and basically just kind of wants to burn it all down. Speaking of Kate, when they are trying to help Sam not kill that doctor, and then the screen just goes black at the end of the episode, that was such a smart way to show someone getting their memory wiped, but also a great way to get people to talk about the show. I saw people online confused and thinking that something happened to their TVs while watching, and Prime later stated that the TV wasn't broken, and then we found out in the next episode what truly happened. I honestly thought that Golden Boy would be in the show alive for the whole season, and was completely shocked when he died in episode 1. In episode 1, when there was a warning about suicide, I honestly thought it was about Marie because of all of the blood that we see when she uses her powers and how she has to get that blood, but I was shocked that it was actually about Golden Boy killing himself by imploding. We see how being a hero is a blurred line. Sam was a good example of this because he wants to do good and his brother is in his head trying to lead him down the right path, but he has been through so much at the hands of non-soups, which leads him down a path of revenge. I wouldn't call him a villain, but his actions at the end of the show, wanting, to kill the non-soups, isn't really that surprising. In the episode when we're all stuck in Kate's memories, we see that they all have something that they were hiding that would make others look at them a little different. Marie, obviously, we learned, kills her parents. Jordan knew that Brink was doing something to Golden Boy and didn't say anything because he wanted to keep his ranking. And Andre had been having a, relationship with Kate while she was dating Golden Boy, who is his best friend. Everyone has skeletons in their closet in this show, and being, a hero is such a blurred line. This show was once again a reminder that Vought, or any organization tied to Vought, is not one for the greater good. All they care about is perception. Like in episode 1, Marie proved her powers were useful when she saved someone from bleeding out, and she got thrown under the bus because the people she was with were in the top 10, even though the person that caused this person to be bleeding in the first place was there with her. But just because they were in the top 10, Marie gets thrown under the bus. Vought also knew about the woods, and this further shows that they do what they want, and I just know that if there was someone who announced their connection to the woods, they would throw someone else under the bus to save their ass, and then the person that announced their connection to the woods would probably go missing or end up dead under mysterious circumstances. I'm glad that the students found out about the woods, but even with this revelation, they really don't know how high the ladder goes because they think that Dean Shetty is the one who is running things and it goes past her. Kate states at the end of the season that they are just products, and I think we've seen that with the boys as well as this show, and we know that these people aren't treated well because they are good people, but only because it'll help Vought look better. You would think that putting these people in college would make you think that they could just focus on school and, and extracurricular activities, but in this universe, it's never that simple. I like how they use college to show that there are different disciplines and how this ranking system that they have for superheroes created this space where there is just so much competition and jealousy, which leads to some people making very questionable decisions. Seeing Polarity have medical issues shows once again that these soups aren't invincible, and also kind of reminded me of the movie Logan, where having a seizure makes the powers kind of go haywire. With Polarity being sick because of the use of his powers, I wonder how many other soups are in similar situations and just don't know it yet. In the end, I was shocked that Kate and Sam were deemed as heroes when the others weren't, but I'm actually not that surprised since Vought is involved. Vought would have went with the story that made their company seem favorable and would go with the people who would be rated well across their different markets. So it's not surprising that the face of the heroes of Godolkin would be the two white kids. Like I mentioned, Vought does everything to make themselves look better, so in their eyes that narrative works better than having a black woman, a black man, a gender-swapping Asian hero, and a white girl with very public eating disorder as the heroes, of the situation that happened. And it probably wouldn't rate the way that Vought wanted it to rate. And at the end of the day, they're all just pawns in a game. This kind of goes with the political and social commentary that both Gen V and the boys incorporates into their storylines. It's a sad realization, but I think that if Butcher gets to the real heroes, they could have more people on their side to help take down Vought and the Seven. I was shocked to see Butcher and Homelander in the finale, which made me even more excited for season 4 of The Boys. Also, Homelander has the audacity to ask Marie, "What kind of animal are you?" Like, sir, have you looked in the mirror lately? Reflected on your past actions? I think you are the last person to be judging someone for any of their actions. I think my favorite part of the show is learning about people's powers and learning more and more about what they are capable of. Like, we start off with Marie only using her own blood, but finding out later how to weaponize other people's bloods, but also how to learn things about people through their blood. Emma seems like she just goes small for last, but we later see that she's able to go big to stop Sam. And it seems that her powers in the past have been tied to food, but at the end of the season we realize that it might not necessarily be tied to food. There might be something tied to her emotions that could make her use her powers a little bit more freely. Kate's powers are being suppressed, but when she figures out her true potential, she can push lots of people and shows her powers might need physical touch, but she can cause so many problems for people. I just love that we see their powers growing throughout the season while also hinting at what could possibly come in the future for these people in the way that they use their abilities. Gen V is a fantastic spinoff, and every episode had me on the edge of my seat wanting more. The show doesn't shy away from violence, blood, or the fact that not everyone is a respectable person. There are plenty of questions for the next season or season 4 of The Boys, like are the 4 students in the new version of The Woods? Where is the killer super virus that Newman took? Are Kate and Sam in the 7 now? The show is not a show that needed to heavily rely on the boys and did a great job of standing on its own. And it delivers what I think is a masterclass on how to introduce a whole new story into a well-established world while keeping some of the tone that the boys already has. Thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do so you can keep up to date with more of my videos. But besides that, everyone stay safe, have fun, and goodbye.